Alright, late night dexcom change. This poor sucker is dying. I forgot to change that earlier today. I did VBS and I ended up getting dunked in a dunk tank, so it makes pulling this off a little bit easier. But I got distracted, so when I got home, I didn't even bother. So we're going to pull this off. I'm just kind of wetting it with an alcohol swab just to try and loosen the adhesive, because you know it's getting late and I really don't want to fight with a dexcom. I got a notification that the dexcoms G6s and G7s were having problems and there might be a recall on them, so I had my husband look into it. Thankfully, ones that I have, the lot number apparently was not recalled, so that made me feel good. I don't know if I did not get the number, the lot number, so if anybody has a dexcom and you did not get the notification and you have a G6 or G7, go online and check to make sure that yours is not having a recall on it, and if it is, they're going to replace it and things like that. So if that's something that you need, please go check it out. I just kind of looked it up on Google. It wasn't a specific website, but Google News gives me updates on things. So sorry, my hair's a little bit frizzy after I got dunk tanked today at church. The kids thought it was hilarious. I'll post a little snippet that one of the ladies at church got for me. She ended up videotaping the 10 seconds right before I got dunked. It was pretty cold today. It was, well, considering the past couple of days have been in the 90s, almost hundreds. There goes the patch. This one came off pretty nicely. I didn't yank everything off. Last video I decided not to post because it was bad. The adhesive, this is what I use to cover my dexcom, helps it not pull off my skin, because unfortunately I have a habit of running into things and taking things off. Not on purpose, but it happens. So I'm quiet because my voice is horribly drained from this week's activities, as well as the Manjaro doesn't necessarily make me feel good. I'm on the updated dose, which it's been keeping my sugars nice. I did not eat dinner tonight. May explain why my sugars are kind of in the hundreds, and I think 98 was when I initially woke up, so I don't want it to go super low, so I may eat something before I go back to bed, but we shall see if that was enough alcohol to pull this off. This particular one that I used was very itchy for some reason. I don't see any like particular skin irritation. I do see the redness around there, but it's not abnormal for me to have the redness after I, yank something off my skin. I don't typically get skin irritations from things, but this one in particular was just very itchy. Like I was like scratching at it like crazy. I thought it was gonna break the skin. So there we go. Takes a little while. Latches on pretty good. We had a good time at VBS this week. We had a lot of kids. We had about 40, 50 kids, which was really nice. We had a lot of the younger kids too, which I was surprised at. A lot of times younger kids, they just don't sit, they don't stay for the lessons, and things like that. And this group of kids, they stayed. They enjoyed it. One of the kids, my niece and my two nephews, I brought with me, and one of my nephews is very little. He's like 2 years old. He'll be 3 in February. But his mom told me that she left the other day to come hang out with me to get possibly patchwork all set up. And he got so upset. He's going, "Mommy, I be good. I listen. I go to VBS." Like, he was very upset that he thought Mommy was going without him to VBS. So it was very cute. Obviously, we told him, "Don't worry, Mommy's coming back. You're gonna go to VBS." And he was like, "Okay," and he calmed down. So it was just very adorable. The fact that he was very excited to go to VBS at 2 years old, and he was so cute. We'd ask him, we'd tell him, "Okay, we're gonna pray," and he'd go, "Amen," and he'd look at everybody, and it was very cute. So, oh, come on, just come off. They say alcohol is supposed to help get these things off, and not necessarily. I've like drenched this thing in alcohol swabs. Like, I've used like 1, 2, 3, 4 of them, and it's just like, hey, come on, let go. Couldn't get all of the stuff off last time. This stuff is still stuck here. And I wasn't going to use that same spot for the new one because every time I laid on it or did something, it wouldn't read correctly. So I might go up back here again. Yeah, probably up here. It's just easier. I don't hit it as much. And I have less issues. I'll put another one up there, but well, that would explain why everything was so itchy. That's very red. I don't typically get this kind of skin irritation, so that's interesting. It's very interesting. My skin couldn't, this particular part of my arm could just not like all of this. Let's see, did I do it in the same? I did it a little bit higher last time, so. They say you're supposed to do it on the bottom of your arm. But again, it doesn't necessarily work all the time. For me, at least. Other people, they have no problem, but me, on the other hand, if I do it on the bottom of my arm, and sometimes, like this one specifically had issues connecting for a little while. Like, it would pop in and out and state that there was a signal connection or a signal issue, and to like come on, let go. I just need this. Let go. Ha. Almost. But it kept disconnecting, which wasn't necessarily helpful. And my phone wasn't too far away. You're supposed to stay within 33 feet of it. I did not go more than 33 feet at all at any given time, so, because you know our phones are glued to our hips, so. Oh, alright. So put that one there. We're going to do this. I'm going to try this again. See if I can pull this off without, you know, completely ripping off 7 layers of my skin. Here we go. Ouch. Come on, let go. I know I'm fat, but you don't need to, like, hold on tight. Let go, let go, let go. Oh, well, that might be why it was being funky. It was sideways in my arm, which is kind of odd. Ah, got it. Alright, so this is the Dexcom, and as you can see, it has that little sensor right there. It's not necessarily a needle, but it is like a little, yeah, here you go. Yeah, it's just a little sensor. Like I can go like this. I'm not gonna poke myself or jab myself. But yeah, that's what the Dexcom does. I'm sure anybody that's looking at my channel already knows what a Dexcom is, but you know, for those who don't. Yeah, that was very red. Gosh. Well, I guess I know I'm not putting it underneath on this particular arm again, because that was not necessarily like how red that got. Now that I have used 1001 alcohol pads, I can wash my other arm and get that all set. My monitor will probably start beeping at me here in a little bit, telling me that I have not, or I don't have anything connected. My friend Katrina let me know that doing the little rubbing circles and everything over the sticky part of your arm typically releases that like residue. I tried it. It didn't really work too well on me, but then again, I tend to do things wrong half the time and then go, oh, that's what you're supposed to do. So, we shall see. And also, in case nobody knows, they do tell you to wash your arm. Even if you've already taken a shower that day, just wash your arm again. And pat it dry or scrub it dry or whatever. I mean, I'm scrubbing it pretty hard. But it helps the adhesive stick. These are my adhesive patches that I use. I get them off of Amazon. It helps keep the other patch stable, so that way nothing falls off. So they gave me a whole bunch of different colors. These are the 2 I have left. I think I'm gonna do pink. And then here's my Dexcom G7. And in case you're needing to know, this is where they put the lot number and reference number and all of that stuff that you need to know. If you need to check your Dexcom to see if it is part of the ones that got recalled. I think typically your pharmacy reaches out to you if they know that you've been given those. But they also give me like an extra little patch, put over top. Over there. there goes that. This is what it looks like. It's very easy. I hate needles, but these don't hurt. So I still freak out and give myself, you know, random panic attacks because I don't like it so much, but you know. And let that dry. But yeah, it has a little thing. It tells you which way to turn it. This is the barcode that it uses on your phone. Excuse me. To register the dexcom. Twist it. Alright, so that little hole is where it presses down. Make sure the dexcom doesn't come up, so you can kind of see there's the needle in there. Now, that needle is much larger than the actual sensor. The little sensor thing that I showed you earlier, that needle does not stay in. If it did, I wouldn't use these things. So they do say to press it in enough that that clear stuff, that clear plastic, disappears. So I tend to push it in pretty far because I got chubby arms. Wonderful side effect of having diabetes, type 2 diabetes. Alright, and then I count to 3 because I don't like doing this either way. Even though it doesn't hurt, I still don't like doing it. So, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, see? 1, 2, 3. There we go. The button is a bit hard to push sometimes, so. Alright, and there's that. And, you know, it's little. Like, it's kind of hard to see. But as you can see, it does stick up a fair amount. So it does catch on things, which is why I use this little thing, because it covers it very nicely. And then there's no ridge for anything to catch on. So after I do that, I will add this little patch. This little thing, it works wonders. However, sometimes it can get caught on things and still rip out, which is why I do the extra patch on it. Come on, there we go. Alright. And the patch itself is circular, and as you can see, the dexcom is kind of like a weird oval shape, so it does kind of have to like stick around. You have to like tug on it a little bit to get it to stay. Alright. Nope, don't stick. Don't unstick yourself. Here we go. Sucker sometimes tends to pull the patch back up after I've stuck it on. So here's that. As you can see, it doesn't necessarily look pretty. It's not my favorite, you know, accessory, but it helps keep my sugars in line, and, you know, my husband and I would eventually like to have kids. And that particular endeavor requires me to have my sugars under control more often than not. So, alright. This has tulips up this way, and that is going up that way, so we're going to stick this like this. And the patch, as you can see, it breaks off into 3 different areas. So I press this little patch into it, so that way it doesn't come off. And then I will use those little sides to kind of anchor it as I put it on. Sorry, people are outside my window. I'm on the 3rd floor, but I can still hear things. Alright. Come on. Go. And stick this. Another warning. If it gets stuck to your finger and then you try to pull it off and stick it again, it will lose its stickiness and its adhesiveness. This is one of the things I don't like about these particular patches. They do tend to be finicky and they get stuck. Come on, there we go. Alright, then I'll just tug this just a little bit. And then I'll smooth it, and then I just take my nail and go around the side because I want it to stay nice and tight. And there we have it. We have my patch. And now I can go to sleep. It takes about 20 to 30 minutes for it to officially log on to my phone. And then after that, it'll start giving me readings about 25 minutes, I think. 20-25 minutes. And now I'll be able to sleep comfortably without worrying about my sugars being either too high or too low. So, alright. And there you have it. Dexcom G7 transfer. I hope this was helpful or informationable. Informationable. Is that even a word? It is not a word. I have made it up. It is almost 1 o'clock in the morning. Feel free to use it. But I hope that was informational for you. And yeah, I hope you guys have a good night.